from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Pour some rum right now in my cup. I can see how you're feeling. Tell the
yeah. Bringing you that energy to start your day right, and you know we're in that mood, right? That is a very fantastic mood we're talking about. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago. Neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around the globe, good to have you here. And if you're wondering where here is, yeah, it is New Era TT Radio, that radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. This is where we take you above and beyond. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend, and of course you're ready for everything that will be coming your way. We grab yours truly, Sir Charles. Happy to be in your company this morning. Got to say thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing on to you. Of course, we welcome everybody. Yeah, this is the Get Up and Go. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Hello, good morning. All right. I wasn't sure, you know. I wasn't sure.
Morning, guys. I was scrambling to get a cup of coffee this morning there, so I was like, and the start of the show is going to beat me to it. I scrambled back to the seated time. Good morning, guys. Good morning to our listeners and our viewers.
Bring your coffee for you, Richard?
Who's that?
Wouldn't
Jeffrey.
your butler bring your coffee for you?
No, there is no such thing.
No, Jeffrey?
I wish there was, but there's no such thing.
Oh, what's the other one named? Cadbury. I have a Cadbury.
Yeah. Good for you. How's that working out?
I was looking out. Pretty good. Pretty good.
So good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet, and of course, welcome to the Breakfast Show on this brand new week, this brand new Monday. Is this the first Monday in August? I think it is.
Yes, brand new month.
Yeah, brand new month.
Uh-huh.
So first Monday in August. So we are now zooming towards the next thing on the calendar, but besides Diwali
May, June,
and what are the holidays we have coming up? We have Independence, we have Republic Day, we have Diwali.
Mm-hmm. Quite a few, quite a bit.
Did Eid pass already?
Eid passed.
Mm-hmm. Eid passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, of course, the big one, Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas ain't that far off now.
No. It's
so
already around the corner. And we make holidays into other events too, not so?
But we do. That we do. We do that well.
Halloween, we make that a holiday now too. Double 10 Day, the Chinese Day, we make that a holiday too. We had one holiday. We had it one year, not so?
One year we did it as a holiday, yeah.
Yes. I remember that.
And the Chinese Association said, you just wanted it for one day. They didn't want to affect the productivity and stuff. They got so much people vexed.
I guess now is a good time to ask for holidays.
Yes. You get so much people vexed, and I an additional holiday. They're talking about productivity. I don't know.
Please. This Prime Minister look like she don't mind some more holidays. So I don't mind. I wish everybody asks for holiday now.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So a big welcome to you. Good morning to my co-host Wendell and Sir Charles.
Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's Monday morning in Trinidad and Tobago. I met a shower of rain. I got to make an early morning run to Piaco this morning. But it was pouring rain. When I reached the airport, I went in like normal. And by the time I came back out from dropping off the folks, I came back out to the pouring rain. I said, well, what did I do?
Yeah. It was a little vicious this morning.
Yeah. So But then I left, and I met rain most of the way down, and then of course in St. James it's not raining because I'm actually in St. James now. It's not raining.
Because on my side I have no rain at all. No sign of it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a hard shower rain when I came back out of when I left Piaco this morning. But lots of people traveling, boy. Lots of people, only children. I only seen people with children heading out this morning, boy. I feel so good when I see that.
Yeah, now is the time.
Yeah, families with their children and so on heading out to wherever, because the JetBlue had a line, Caribbean Airlines had a line, American Airlines had a line, and Tobago had a line. Tobago terminal had a line. But yeah, so I'm happy that people could enjoy the holidays with your children and grandchildren or whoever, your spouse, your friend, your partner. Go and do something, man. Go and see some other parts of the world. Even if it's the Caribbean, go and experience something. Or even if it's Tobago, because lots happening in Tobago coming up soon. So go and do something, man. Lord knows I need to do it. Don't allow me to drop somebody off at the airport. I get withdrawal symptoms when I go to the airport now.
Usually you going?
Yes, usually I'm going. I either take a TTRS or I park in the airport. One of the two. Depends on how long I'm going for. But yeah, I'm a regular airport person. Trust me, and I don't begrudge anybody who wants to go somewhere now. No? Let me see if I have birthdays. Hold on. Before I know we have condolences to Independent Senator Diop Timal. He passed away over the weekend, and it has turned into a furor, his death, because Senator Anthony Vera issued a statement, and it was immediately rebutted by Kirk Mayhew, who to me sometimes just comes across so crass as a shame. I have to say that because we interviewed Kirk in some years ago on the Breakfast Show, and I never did like his attitude, and I don't like it now either. You understand? But anyway, that has turned into a bit of a furor, the death of Independent Senator
why? You need to contextualize it, because I don't know why.
Well, Anthony Vera, who's also an independent senator, said that he was Diop Timal had confided in him that he was distressed by the politics and by the way he was attacked online and so on, and he called it political toxicity. Right. You understand? He said the unexpected death of independent Senator Diop Timal took a heated turn yesterday following a statement by fellow Senator Anthony Vera that his health had been affected by a toxic political environment and attacks leveled at the independent bench. And we all knew about those attacks that the independent senators came under with those particular bills that they brought to Parliament, the pension bill in particular. You understand? Where independent senators dared to abstain from the vote. And they came under attack by no less a person than the Prime Minister at the time and Kirk Mayhew. You understand? Who writes for us what? PRO of the UNC? They attacked the independent.
He's the PRO, isn't he?
Yes, they attacked the independent senators. So Anthony Vera wrote a missive on it. He said Timal had told him such attacks had begun to affect his health. It pains me to say that in his final months, Dio was not well. The unmeritorious and deeply unfair attacks leveled against the independent bench and against him personally affected him. He told me of the toll it was taking on his health. He spoke of high blood pressure, of the distress caused to his family by online trolling, and of how the toxicity of our political environment was weighing heavily upon him. He did not deserve that, wrote Anthony Vera. Vera don't mince words either. I like him for that. But so our condolences to Independent Senator Diop Timal. He was the head of the National Culture of Indian, what is this? NCIC. What's that stand for?
National Council of Indian Culture.
Yes, National Council of Indian Culture. He was the president of that.
Yeah, our condolences to his family and friends.
Yeah. And he's been serving in the Senate since 2017. You know, so he's been there a while. You know, I am. It's distressing, but say what? Life has to go on.
I mean, it has to be a kind of it has to be a snapshot of the country that an independent senator gets so ill because of the toxicity of the politics.
Yeah.
And
who
has been there since that he died, but and who's been there since 2017.
Yeah.
You know, and is that going to change the toxicity of the politics? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because people, you know, say whatever they want to say within the parliamentary privilege holds, and outside the halls, people have gotten braver to say all sorts of unwarranted and sometimes odious things. Yeah.
But the UNC responded. Kurt Megu responded. He said the UNC via release from Megu expressed condolences and sympathies to the family, friends, and colleagues of Timal, but referred to Vera's statement as tasteless, offensive, and self-serving. The UNC said Timal had served with distinction in the parliament, was a respected cultural leader, and his contributions to national life, culture, and community development was significant. However, the release said Vera used the occasion of mourning to deepen political division and advance a political agenda.
Well, you see, that's all of that is, but you see, Anthony Vera has been around long, so he knows handle the stories. But the whole issue of why words matter, and why conversation and how you say what you say matters, and the example that you set matters. Just because you're in the corridors of power and you're in parliament, all 41 of you all, hurling insults at each other, does not mean that it does not matter. It matters. And grow up, be adults, and lift the conversation levels. Make a concerted effort to lift the levels. It doesn't always have to be combative and negative and odious, as I said before. Lift the level of the conversation in the parliament. Lift it. Both sides, lift it.
I don't know that is going to happen many times soon, Richard. I honestly don't think that is going to happen many times. Because I've seen and heard enough to be totally turned off by politics in Trinidad and Tobago. I've seen and heard enough in my time. You understand? I still engage with politicians. I mean, I engage with a lot of them for that Emancipation Day march, African Emancipation Day march. I went. I mean, this is only my second time going to that march. You know what I mean? And I saw politicians. I saw on all sides, you know. The one thing that disgusted me, and I'm going to say it, you know, on national radio, the one thing that disgusts me is seeing Philip Alexander at the forefront of anything African. Anything African. He was there in the front holding that banner. Nothing disgusted me more than that. Philip Alexander, African Emancipation Day.
You know, we haven't got news yet. Where exactly is Chatham, Wendell?
Huh?
Chatham.
It's off Point.
Yeah, it's deep south, eh?
Point 14.
Like Erin, Cedros kind of way, eh? Why, you had to go wrong there?
No, I just had a strange dream about Chatham. Is that weird?
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a playway number there. I could drive you along if you want to go and explore the place.
Well, you were in the dream.
I was in the dream?
Imbert was in the dream.
Oh, no. And then that's not a dream, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, he had a cameo role. He said, it's not weird. It's strange what kind of dreams you have, huh? And Kamala Pisar was there too. And she was showing me a piece of land and saying you could build a theater there. And Kwame the parts at the same time because he had moved down to Chatham.
I know. What about Kwame but getting it?
He moved down to Chatham. There was a new settlement down in Chatham and he was now living there.
Kwame was living down Chatham?
Yeah. And he said, and he's passing and he saw me walking with the Prime Minister and he opened up his eye big so and he said, "Good morning, Richard." Isn't that weird? Is that kind of weird? Stupid
kind of weird.
That's
weird.
That's
But
really
it
weird.
might be
I
a
don't know if they're
prophetic
marked in
period.
there somewhere, but weird.
But I didn't see him for the African Emancipation Day march. I thought I would have seen him.
But these are not people I think about, if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, okay, I'm within your presence most of the week, but I'm not, I don't really think about them. Strange where your brain goes. I don't know.
Did you wake up
somebody? We must get somebody who discusses how your brain works on this program and how you get.
You have somebody like that already who did.
Well, from a medical point of view, but maybe from a purely scientific point of view, not medical. Anyway, let's get to our good news.
Yes, that's.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest nights, you are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend.
What a praise and worship night.
The oval was rammed to capacity.
Yeah, remember that? People really believe in God, eh?
Yes.
And
Yes.
they
believe in the goodness, more so the goodness of God, eh?
Goodness, yeah. When the human race is analyzed many centuries from now, when maybe we no longer exist, if we continue to exist or not, I don't know. Interesting read of the part that religion played in terms of humanity and how powerful it can be.
Yes.
I mean, it can be powerful in a good way. I'm not saying no, in a good way, because religion is about lifting people up to be better than themselves.
Yes.
That's ultimately the goal, to lift you up to be better than themselves. Of course, just like politics, it can become toxic, and it can go and meander in dark corners of the human mind. But ultimately, that's the hope of religion, to lift you up, to give you the hope that there is something better, to give you the hope that human beings are better and that we are all better as one, and better in terms of how gracious we are to each other.
Yeah. The problem is not so much religion as it is religious people,
Well, it comes back to human beings, because a lot of the people that you see on the internet who are trolls and who say hurtful things, even to the senator who died, but he said some of it would have been online. A lot of the people who get zealous about politics and become hurtful and say hurtful things, they often are religious people. So in itself, it's kind of like a duality of human beings. So human beings are, are capable of being religious, but also be capable of being quite evil, and being quite.
Tell me about it.
Horrible, human, and still go to church on Sunday, or go to mosque, or go to mandir, or go to wherever you go to praise whoever you believe in.
Still speaking tongues too.
Yeah.
Something they don't understand. They have no clue what it is about. But guess what? it's convenient to them also sometimes to speak like that. Eh?
Why are you sounding so personal?
It is very remote. It is very personal. Trust me.
Oh God, hey.
Hey, I have some birthday.
If I don't laugh anymore, when we do the show, I would do the show.
You telling me? You telling me? I always tell people I would not be doing the show if it wasn't for you. I mean, I probably could, Sir Charles could convince me sometimes, but for me to do the show every day for the last 4 months, it could only be because of you.
Oh, God. Well, you too. I can't see myself doing it with anybody else. And you know, there was a lot of convincing to get me. It's like, no. You know, but sometimes, sometimes there's some conversations that you just think need to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and taking the country forward. And a lot of times, many other shows, I suppose, but in my opinion, I mean, I will have my own bias, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can push those conversations more than other shows are willing to.
Oh, yes. And we are going to be pushing those conversations. Because our guest in the second hour would be the Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Chinua Alleyne, who will speak about that. Finally, I am so happy that statue is being removed and a street is being renamed Kwame Ture Way. I am happy. You know why? Because I sat in a council that approved such a thing already, yeah? And it wasn't done. It wasn't done by, in my words, a coward mayor and a reticent administration. You understand? That is why I think it wasn't done. Right? And I'm happy that Mayor Chinua Alleyne doesn't have those strangleholds and those restrictions now. And now he could take certain decisions that councils in the past would have made, and it wasn't implemented. He could do that and even do some of his own. And I will encourage him all the way to do. Get it done.
Let's say a quick good morning to all of the people on the stream that went down.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Let me just do birthdays. I have a few. The mayor of Diego Martin, Aquila Glasgow Warner. Happy birthday, Mayor Aquila. The deputy mayor of Arima, Jovan Roberts. Today is his birthday. My sister, Audra Alexander, former councillor for Diego Martin, Gail Latouche, Terence Tardier, Chris Ford, Patricia Neptune, Vindra Figaro. They are all celebrating birthdays today, all right?
And you know, Arima Fest is next week. No, I know you all might not have known because it's such a subdued affair, like how you have Point Fortune Day.
No, in the papers today.
Yeah. Oh, well, already. So,
look, Penelope Beckles and the mayor of Arima, and 2 police officers and the mayor of Arima and all of them there.
Yeah, but they didn't have any parade yesterday, did they?
Didn't they?
No.
Okay.
And so it was the subject of much commentary on Arima Facebook groups. Because Arima has several Facebook groups. And there was much commentary about the parade, that there was no parade through the streets of Arima. So I don't know where that little
everybody else had a parade, Point 14.
I know, but there was no parade. But the parade would usually pass right in front of us too. I'd rather go anywhere to see the parade. They'll pass because they go through the streets of Arima. But apparently there was no parade yesterday. So there was a lot of commentary and a lot of people saying, what the hell is the council doing? What the hell is, well, it's more of the council really than the parliamentary representative.
Yeah,
but it just seems like Arima has just gone silent. It just seems static. It just seems nothing. One thing is going on. And now people are even asking, is Arima Fest even on next week Saturday?
Well, there was pan in San Juan Lab until on Saturday. Arima does normally have a nice pan thing too, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because there was no parade, people are now questioning what the hell is going on. So let me just put that out there on behalf of Arimians. But I didn't see no parade yesterday. And I heard that a lot of the groups were talking about it and were angry and saying, what the hell is going on? As usual, it's getting water.
There's an article that I could read a little bit of it after great people on the chat. Because Mbadiram Marat had a lot to say and about his family's roots. Century-old roots in Arima and their legacy of contribution to the borough's development. My parents came from India over 100 years ago. We were educated here, we stayed here, and we invested here. I've tried to honor their legacy, and I want to see Arima try. Mbadiram Marat. Anyway, We'll try to get him one of these mornings. You see this I, Mimi, wee thing? Subash, good morning. Good day, everyone from Woodland. Felix Kazo says, good morning, gentlemen. Boy Bidesi from Debe. Susan Jessup sends her prayers and her love. Erica Charles also says, thank God for sparing our lives to see another beautiful day. She's from Mova. Ava Smith says, best morning to Richard Wendell, Sir Charles. She's locked on. Margaret Thomas also says, good morning. Josie Richardson says, great morning, people. As I'm usually up from 11:30 p.m. Must try and remember to catch a 12 a.m. greeting. No problem. Marcia Rock says, good morning from Orlando, Florida. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. Marlon Motley from North Valsayn.
Morning, Marlon.
Ambrose Blanc from New York. Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach.
Morning, Robert.
Melissa from Champlain. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Hillbench says good morning. Carl Gavara from Chaguanas. Norris Ferguson from Arima. Diane Payne. Wendy Ann and Frank James from Aranguez. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr from Arima. Ian Stewart also says good morning. Kathy Ann Charles from Cascade. Mrs. R says good morning. Lincoln.
Good morning. Mrs. R looks spectacular in her African wear. She looks like an African
queen.
See
her. Yep. I didn't see her at all. I looked for her. I thought she would have been among all the big shot PNM people. But she was.
They were around. They were around her. They were around.
PNM senator passed me straight Friday, Richard. Watch me and pass me straight.
Which one is that?
I ain't saying it, but that person know who it is. They pass, and the next one come across and give me a bounce. I say, you know something? Patrick Manning started off by shaking my hands. When he started to get upset with us because of our position on radio, Darian and I, he started bouncing us. And eventually he started just doing that and waving to us and walk away. You bouncing now. I take a note. I tell him, you know. And he started to laugh. Lincoln says good morning from Canada. Valerie Mendoza says good morning. Susie B. Lincoln, I find Pierre always have rain. Okay. Lincoln, like you leave this morning to what? Wayne Ramsey says good morning. Alistair Hart from San Fernando. Sankofa says bountiful graces. DL, morning all. Hilary Zan, Nazir Ali says good morning. Estelita Sampson, that happened to the TV. What's that, Estelita? Ron DeSantis Jr. says from Norfolk, Virginia. Rena Buru Jennings from Pity Valley. Gavin Frank from Powder Magazine. Alistair Hart, okay, yes. Ozzy Molino, Rhea Sampson says good morning, everyone. Donna Ramlo Chan says good morning. Brent Hackshaw, Diane Payne, yeah, Diane Payne. I actually tell the two guys I was with, the two Stevens I was with that morning. I say I woke up there in front of the camera and say, you of all people are not right in front here. But I didn't do it. Good morning, gentlemen. Wendell, I saw that and wondered what really going on in this place. That's Mo Gaines. Chatham is at the beginning, heading to see Just Richard. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Boy Bidesi, yes, it is Just. Ian Stewart, it's really sad the state of the political talk in Parliament. Trump tariff, 15% tariffs kicked in, I think it's yesterday or Saturday. Mrs. R says, my grandparents from there. That was a wild dream, Chatham. Ram Naresh says, good morning, wonderful people. Thank God for another day, a new month, and giving us another opportunity to get it right. All right. Lincoln, Slick Money Grip, good morning. All these are repeats. Anthony Miguel says, good morning. Jasoja Ramlakan, who I had cause to remove your comment last week, I think. Good morning, guys. I must thank the PM for bringing the president of the African Emancipation. And listen, the best news I heard over the weekend is what the Minister of Trade, Kema Marad, said about direct flights to Africa. I really hope that happens, and sooner than later. Right?
It's soon to happen.
Yes, he said it's soon to happen. He gave the impression that it's going to be happening very soon. But you know, to go to Africa, you either have to go to the UK, which I've done. You have to go to Amsterdam, which I've done, or you go to New York, which I've also done. And it's long and it's expensive. So if we could get a direct flight going up to Lagos or wherever, I will be so happy. Apollinaire says good morning to all. So Garfield Hazel. Dean Allen says, hey people, religious is a contradiction in instruction and actions. Trini gets fit morning. Lincoln Joel chatting this morning. You get a little chance. Lyndon says good morning, guys. Shoma Paul says good morning. Robert Harper, good morning. Kalem Jack also says good morning. Kazim Mohammed, Wendy Jogi, that's a brand new name. Crash also says good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Henry, Caro, good morning, guys. Welcome to Virginia. Virginia is for lovers, is that so? But Virginia had to come to me. Noel, Selwyn Regis says good morning. Gabby Jr. Selwyn Regis says Gabby Jr. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the show, Gabby Jr. Kurt Hope from Nashville and Andre Reno. Those are all in the chat, Richard.
All right.
Okay. Let me say good morning to Miss Sampson, who was on very early this morning. Miss Sampson did not sleep. Kent Laventil, good morning. Frank in Aruka, good morning to you. Lincoln, who's on the move, good morning. Patrick Billy in Founder Magazine, good morning. Angela Collier, good day to you. Ratio Services, good morning to you. Hope you're coming along okay. Vina in Mount Hope, good day to you. Joyce Phillips and Mr. Beeps, all coming in. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right, so we take a little break for some pay some bills, and then we'll be back with headlines. S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
From the producers of Married and Mischievous and Lovers of Walk, now comes the brand new comedy, You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn premieres at Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you loved Married and Mischievous, if you loved Lovers of Walk, this is not one to miss. So we can get back to the show in terms of doing the headlines. Wendell, do you have the Express ready?
Yes, I have the Express. But I have to read this passage from Mayor Baliram Maraj of Arima. Listen to this. And you will correct me if you'll tell me if he's right, if he's correct in saying this, right? He said, Arima is where I was born and all I know is Arima. We have produced icons in sport and culture. My dream is to see a pavilion named after Trinidad and Tobago Trinidad and West Indies cricketer Sunil Narine, and to establish a property revenue office and social welfare office. Listen to this. He said development should align with the borough's identity as a hub of indigenous and East Indian heritage, pointing to the recent completion of the First People's Heritage Village and Arima's potential as a tourism destination. Today's Express headline:
You want me to comment?
No, you don't have to. I can see in your face. I know Arima has an indigenous heritage.
Yeah.
That much I know.
Yeah, we do.
But I don't know why you would point out another race. I mean, there's so much mixture in Arima. It ain't funny.
Arima actually is the one place, according to the last census, that the mixed people are in majority to any other race.
Yes.
It's the only place in Trinidad that's like that.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, having seen and moved around Arima, I wouldn't doubt that for 1 minute. That it is the most diverse place in the country. Yeah. All right. So the Express, unfair attacks took a toll on independent senators' health in his final months. Timal's painful end. And there's a picture of former Senator Diorrup Timal, and of course, independent Senator Anthony Vera. UNC condemns tribute as tasteless and politicized. And of course, Cabo Star ready to resume runs in Tobago, also on the inside of the Express. Tribute to Tara, and that was such a sad story where that grandmother saved her grandchild and perished. Fugitive nabbed at bar after a year on the run. That's where you go, boy, a bar. A patriot and a gentleman. Those are tributes coming in for former Senator Diorrup Timal. No, I shouldn't say former, but deceased Senator Diorrup Timal. Driver escapes as car burns at Movie Town, and that was a piece of drama. Some electric car just caught a fire and burnt at Movie Town at the downstairs car park. TTPS recovers 5 cars, 2 held. Car dealer charged over stolen vehicle. Pay problems at MTS. Police arrest 7 in Bad for crackdown. And of course, Arima looks to the future. Mayor MP want borough revitalized. Of course, West Indies won Saturday night. I don't know what happened to the game last night. They won Saturday. Actually, the first time I watched West Indies play cricket. You
know, when they said Mayor and MP want Arima revitalized, well, they was doing all the time. Arima didn't change no hands. For the last decade, Arima was in the hands of the PNM.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, all they want to revitalize when the PNM is no longer in power, but you all control the borough. UNC is now in power. Now all they want to revitalize.
But I want to see how they're doing it. I want to see how
not make statements to start me up, please.
They are 137 years old Sunday, Richard.
Yeah. So let me do the news day for today. Beckles Timal was calm and respectful. Former CTU head praises officers for work on human trafficking case. Cops find gun, drugs, stolen cars during SOE exercises. But that man, real good, Wendell, that he have a used car business that he's selling stolen cars. At the height of bravado, you know. So you go and buy a car from him because he's a car dealer and say, oh, this car looking nice. And you get stopped by the police and they say, hey, come here, where you buy this? And you to catch, you know?
Richard, you know how many people have been caught like that?
That's crazy. WASA execs ministers tour planned projects in Barrackpore. Arima Borough marks 137 years of Thanksgiving service. And CCC mum on renewal of contracts. Used car dealer charged with possession of stolen vehicles. And as wealth increases locally, EU phases down operations in Trinidad and Tobago. And intelligence agencies raise red flag against Homeland Minister's security detail.
Interesting story. Yeah. Interesting story there.
Okay, over to you, Sir Charles.
Thanks very much, Richard. In The Guardian today, June, TNT may keep competitive edge despite U.S. tariffs. And of course, that is kicking in this month. Child rights groups calls for urgent reform after arrest of former Children's Authority head. $700,000 pig herd. 1 minute. Story jump over, right. $700,000 pig herd to be destroyed after disease outbreak. I don't watch no Pickfoot hunting right now way. Calls for National Award for NCIC President. You were saying, Wendell?
I said pork going cheap.
Region leads global air traffic growth in June, and Wendell Motley to receive Yale's highest honor.
Hey, how long I haven't heard that name?
Yeah. Wendell Motley, boy. Sprint champion he was, right? And Wendell?
Those are, what's sorry?
He was a sprint champion, right?
400 meter runner.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a 400 meter runner. He was one of the country's bronze medalists. Wendell Motley, Edwin Skinner. Who was the other two? There were two others. The names have come to me.
First also.
Huh?
One of our first medalists also.
Yes. There were four of them, and I just remember Edwin Skinner because he's a St. James man too. You know, but just going back to the chat, Ram Naresh, yes, we are trying to get the Minister of Transport. I did reach out to him through an emissary who's listening now, so I hope that we get him soon. That's Senator Eli Zakur, and of course we will try to get Kema Maraj, who's Senator Kema Maraj, who's also the Minister of Trade. We will try to get him because I think he gave out probably the best set of news the government gave out in a long time. This government, that is, since they came into office. All right? So we will try to get them maybe early next week, because we have a packed show for you this week again. And as I say, our guest in the next hour will be the Mayor of Port of Spain, where we will talk about his plans for the city. And of course, the biggest decision that to me coming out of the city is to remove the removal of that Columbus statue. And we're going to poll that actually this morning. All right. So we're going to take some calls, guys.
Yeah, we can take some calls. I might be waiting for calls to come in. And let me just put up the call for the number. So the number is there. So we can take your calls at 281-1315, 281-1315.
Good. And we have a caller there already. Good morning, Dabity.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Richard. It is a beautiful day today. Beautiful day, even though it was wet outside, but I love it. Anyway, you know, I want to say condolences to the independent senator. So when I saw it on the newspapers yesterday morning, I was kind of shocked. I said, wait now, the man just made a contribution to the in the Senate. And when I started to read Mr. Vera's letter, I say, look at Bacchanal here today. And so then I knew that was going to, to tell you the truth, I think that when Mr. Vera was giving his condolences and reading, saying nice things about Mr. Timul, I think he should have stopped there. But the time he ventured into the part where people were trolling him and his family was being trolled and all sorts of things, I say, that is trouble. That is spelling trouble, and the UNC will take it on. And I wasn't wrong, and I wasn't surprised. Everything is politics. Everything in the debt as well is politics. When would we, as we all say, this formula play CC's song, when will we be like that again, boy? I don't think we'll ever will. I have to stop there because it will hurt me to know in debt they have the politics in it. I don't know what else to say about these people. You all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
And Prescott gave the other names as Kent Bernard and Edwin Roberts. Kent Bernard, Edwin Roberts, Wendell Motley, and Edwin Skinner. Yes, those are the four Olympic bronze medalists.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning to you.
Morning to
Mr. Gumati.
Richard and Steve. Listen.
Wendell, not Steve.
Since last week.
Richard and who?
Where one of my vehicles was stolen in St. James, my Tida. Listen, I have to thank God for GPS. Because if it wasn't for GPS on that vehicle, that car, they might do like what Ian Allen, like the latest now is they stealing your car. putting it somewhere and calling you. I saw this on Ian Allen saying that they have your car and if you want it, you have to pay X amount of dollars, extorting money from your own vehicle. So thank God for GPS that the vehicle was, well, my son could have seen it. My son is way in Texas and he saw where they parked the vehicle on Lady Young Road. Mover police was contacted and they retrieved it. But what shocked me was when I got to Mover station, do you know, you can't just like down here in West End, you could go in West End, you push the door, you talk to the officer in the charge room. You know, in Mover police station, they have to buzz you in. I was so shocked. I pushing the door, and the officer holding up his hand telling me, wait. And then I hear click, click. And I say, what the hell is this? Nah, boy, that is a reflection on that neighborhood where that police station is. So I just want to thank God for GPS this morning. You'll have a blessed week.
Take care. Morning, Eldon Coker. Morning, Donna Ramlo-Chan. Morning, Dean Allen. And Dean Allen, we will, well, Port of Spain Corporation has very little to do with East Port of Spain development now. But the mayor was, in fact, on that East Development Port of Spain board. So we'll ask him about it, all right? Good morning, Robert Harper, and good morning, Julia Batiste. She said when West Indies lost last night.
Good morning, Kola.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Wendell.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Sampson.
The majority, you have the majority on the other side. How could you pass a bill if the majority is the majority? I was late. I couldn't get to ask that question Tuesday.
Your question is what, Miss Sampson?
If you how you could pass a bill if the majority is the majority? If one side have 50 and the next side have 5, you can't pass no bill. Whether the whole 5 say yay or nay.
Yeah, well, I suppose this is a formality. We know we're going to vote for a bill. We have to do certain things still. Even though we have the majority, we still have to go through a process, I suppose. Miss Sampson?
I don't understand what you mean,
I know I'm thinking that all the bills will go through whether the other side wanted to go through, yes or no, because it's double on one side. What is
well, not all the bills will necessarily go through if they require a special majority. A special majority requires the independent senators to vote along with the government.
Yeah, at least 5 of the independent.
Isn't it
5? I think they require at least 5.
Yeah, I think at least 5.
Okay, yeah. I think it's 3. But they need independent senators to vote along with special majority legislation, which is why the independent branch is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the checks and balances.
Okay. Kola, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Norfolk, Virginia, front and center. Hey, Wendell, it's true that the Tourism Bureau here in Virginia, the saying is Virginia is for lovers. As they say, New York is the Big Apple. Well, Virginia is for lovers. So, you know, a love man like you, I'm surprised you haven't been here yet. Anyway, hey, did you see that someone with an electric car, that the electric car got an accident and caught on fire or something? I kind of miss what you said happened with an electric car in Trinidad.
Yeah, that was the movie Tongue Fire, I think. Over the weekend,
it was an electric car.
Yeah, was it an electric car or not? Because I'm seeing on Facebook some people saying it was not an electric car. So some people saying that was wrong. It wasn't that. So so now I'm confused of which car was it?
Yeah, we have no confirmation if it was an electric car, Virginia.
Yeah, because there seems to be disagreement.
All right, tomorrow you'll know by then. I thought I heard that when you were
the news is saying it was an electric car, but the Facebook comments are saying that the reporting is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, they're saying it was not an electric car; it was a combustion engine car. So it's a little confusing.
All right.
The only thing we know is it was a car.
Yeah.
All we know is a car. So I don't know if it was a hybrid. It wasn't fully electric. I don't know.
It probably was.
Somebody could clear
Good
it up.
cars now, eh?
Somebody was there at the incident because you know there are plenty of Marcos in this group.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody was there, must be able to.
But the thing about it is that the Marcos also on the day, because I saw a video came across right now. My son was going down to Movie Town that same day, and I almost canceled the boy line because I'm a guy who was showing it on this thing, passing on the road. Boy, fire in Movie Town.
Yeah, I saw that video.
I saw that.
I'm like, hey, there's a fire down the road, you know.
Yeah. But he had no way of knowing what was causing the fire where he was.
No.
Because he was just saying, you see the smoke, and it was
He's saying, and people just going in. People are just, continuing to come in.
Yeah.
He was making the thing much worse than it really was.
But a car catching a fire in a basement car park can panic a place, because that's an enclosed area with other vehicles, and you never know how it will affect the building itself, you know?
Yeah.
So,
because I'm looking at it and I'm saying, but look how much other cars parking. So why these people ain't trying to remove the vehicles from the car park and all these things, the place burning down? I need to find out what's a car burning.
Miss Henry, you need to calm down sometimes, you know. Lincoln tell Miss Henry apparently that the person who invented GPS is a black person, African. She said, Lincoln, how the hell I should know who invented GPS? Why the hell you don't send us a list of what the African man invented?
Oh my word.
I swear this chat is alive sometimes. Alive with the what's the song of music thing? Alive with the sound of music.
The hills are alive.
With the sound of music. The chat is alive.
Yeah, chat is alive.
With the sound of bacchanal. Anyway, it was reported that the car was an MG. I'm seeing somebody saying that. MGs are electric. But no, they have different types of MGs.
They have different types of MGs, so that's why it became so absurd. So the Facebook commentary was that Newsday had it wrong. It was not an electric car. And so people, so it was a back and forth. So I was like, what exactly is the truth? Even that we can't agree on. We don't even know what the truth was or is.
Anyway, let's do a poll, guys.
Yeah.
And of course, in the next hour, our guest will be Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Chinua Alleyne. And our question this morning is, do you agree with the decision of the Mayor and Council to remove the Columbus statue and rename part of Oxford Street Kwame Ture Way? Do you agree with that decision? Yes or no? I think everybody knows where I stand on that already. So we're taking your votes now, right? Do you agree with the decision of the Mayor and Council to remove Columbus and also to rename Oxford Street, part of Oxford Street, that is, Kwame Ture Way, right? That's our poll this morning. You ready, Richard?
Yep.
All right. Donna Ramlo Chan, yes. Josie Richardson, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Boy B. Dacey, yes. Eva Smith says the chat is always alive. True. Sometimes it could get out of hand. Ilarizan, yes. Apollina's, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Suzanne Jessup, yes. Michael Oliver says it's about time, yes. Eva Smith, yes. Lincoln, yes. Derek Billuin, yes. Wendy Ann James says no. Carol Guevara, yes. Howard Hernandez, yes. Robert Taylor, yes. DL says yes. Ram Naresh says yes. Classic Brother says yes. Ian Stewart, okay, it's a black woman who invented the GPS. Beauty Culture says yes. Dean Allen says yes. Rena Boodoo Jennings, yes. Kurt Hope, 100% yes. Julia Batiste, yes. Anne Noel, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Trini Gets Fit, yes. All right, those are the votes we have thus far. What's the time? 7 o'clock. And
Yes,
Sherwin Kerr, yes. We can take a couple more votes before we head off to the news.
Yes, vote quickly. Vote.
Gregory Boyer also says yes. And I guess we could stop there and then we'll take it from from Cheryl Henry, right? You want to add Cheryl Henry? And Cheryl Henry and Andrew Reno also says yes, right?
Okay, so people continue to vote throughout the news. So when we come back, we will have you on the inside. Yeah. So we go for the news now.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. The Christopher Columbus statue in Port of Spain will be removed and relocated to the National Museum. Mayor Chinua Alleyne made the announcement during Emancipation Day celebrations, saying the move represents a step toward restoration and repair in the city's decolonization efforts. The statue, erected in 1880, will be replaced with a new monument designed by a youth-led artist collective. Alleyne also revealed that a stretch of Oxford Street will be renamed Kwame Ture Way in honor of the Trinidad-born civil rights leader formerly known as Stokely Carmichael. A new name for Tamarind Square will also be selected to honor victims of colonialism and slavery. Minister of Culture Michelle Benjamin called for emancipation to go beyond celebration, urging greater investment in African communities and youth, and pushing for economic justice and policy reform. Meanwhile, retired UIWI history lecturer Dr. Claudius Fergus is calling for the immediate removal of the Christopher Columbus statue from Independence Square, warning that any delay could allow what he calls forces of imperialism to regroup. His comments follow Emancipation Day remarks by Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Alleyne, confirming that the statue will be relocated to a museum and that part of Oxford Street will be renamed after Pan-African icon Kwame Ture. Fergus says the statue was never neutral. It represents imperialist domination and white supremacy, not exploration. He also urged that the statue's move be accompanied by a public timeline to prevent backtracking. Indigenous rights advocate Roger Bellix also welcomed the move, but says much more must be done, starting with revising what he called fabricated history in the national curriculum, including claims that Columbus landed in Trinidad in 1498. Both men agree. The statue should not be destroyed, but contextualized, and Trinidad and Tobago must confront the colonial legacy it still reflects. Independent Senator and President of the National Council of Indian Culture, Derup Timal, has died. He was 69. Senator Timal passed away at his St. Augustine home around 1 a.m. on Sunday, after being unwell for several days. NCIC First Vice President Surujdeo Mangaru described his passing as a tremendous loss to Indian culture and national development. Timal had been involved with the NCIC for over 20 years, including serving as chairman of Diwali Nagar. He was also a civil and structural engineer with nearly 4 decades of experience and led Team Engineering Systems Limited. Appointed as an independent senator in 2020, he served in 3 Republican parliaments. Senator Timal is survived by his wife Geeta and 2 daughters. Intelligence agencies have raised concerns about a man hired by Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander as a member of his personal team. The man, who has been photographed in sensitive areas, including the president's house during the May 3rd swearing-in of ministers, has a criminal record, including a 2007 conviction for resisting arrest and a past assault charge from 2000. Minister Alexander, a former police senior superintendent, confirmed he employed the man since his election campaign, but denied knowledge of some of the allegations. When shown a police intelligence report by a reporter, Alexander refused to review it, but said he would act if the information proved accurate. The man was also flagged by security teams during Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. Diplomatic concerns about intelligence sharing have led the Prime Minister to assign Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge to help oversee Homeland Security. Attempts to get further comment from the Prime Minister, the Commissioner of Police, and Alexander have so far been unsuccessful. A grandmother sacrifice in Mathura has left a family heartbroken. 47-year-old Tara Loken Singh gave her life to save her only grandchild on Friday, after they were swept into a deep current in the Mature River. Her 5-year-old granddaughter managed to cling to bamboo and survive, thanks to Lochen Singh's final act of pushing her to safety. Rescue teams, including police, fire officers, and the Hunters Search and Rescue Team, began searching that evening. But it wasn't until the next day, around 11 a.m., that Coast Guard divers found Lochen Singh's body beneath a patch of bamboo. Lochen Singh, of Navit village in Rio Claro, owned a small business and was described by her daughter-in-law as a loving woman who treated her like a daughter. The family had gone to the river to relax and celebrate, unaware of the hidden dangers. Her son and other relatives were overcome with grief as they helped carry her body from the scene. Trinidad and Tobago faces a major economic challenge as the United States hikes tariffs on local exports to 15%, up from 10% in April. The increase, taking effect Thursday, has sparked fears of reduced competitiveness and foreign exchange earnings, especially in manufacturing and energy sectors. Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers says Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar has set up an interministerial committee to chart a response, with a meeting scheduled for Tuesday. Energy-related exports like methanol and ammonia may be hit hardest. TTMA President Dale Parson warned the new tariff will have a terrible impact on business, affecting both energy and manufactured goods. Political analyst Dr. Winford James called the move economic bullying, urging the government to seek negotiations with the U.S. or expand trade elsewhere. The government is working on both short and long-term strategies to respond. Internationally, in Switzerland, the village of Blatten was wiped out 2 months ago when part of a mountain and glacier collapsed, burying homes, a church, farms, and hotels under ice, mud, and rock. All 300 residents had been evacuated days earlier, thanks to geologists' warnings. But for people like Lucas Kalbermatten, who lost his family-run hotel of 3 generations, the emotional toll is immense. Blatten's mayor, Mr. Bellwald, is now working from a temporary office in nearby Weiler, overseeing cleanup and rebuilding efforts. Clearing the site could take until with new homes ready by 2029, at an estimated cost of up to $1 million per resident. While donations and government aid are helping, some in Switzerland are asking if it's worth rebuilding in disaster-prone areas. With 2/3 of the country mountainous and glaciers melting due to climate change, experts warn such disasters may become more frequent, raising tough questions about safety, costs, and the future of alpine villages. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
The mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Men, women, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Touch up on this Monday with a breakout story. Melda, oh, why you gone away? I'd be in love, all my love. Just the other day, you was laying next to me, but no Now you're far away. I'll confess these feelings. Are you listening? She said never again. Says ya never again. Ya can call it pay. Says ya never again. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna change your ways. No come back again. Nah. Where else I go? Without you, my darling, it's pressure for soul. When you ain't back on me, where else I go? Without you, my darling, it's pressure for soul. When you ain't back on me, I'm missing you. Look how I'm missing you. Every day I'm missing you. Again, say I'm never home, can't even come again. You say you're vexed with me, tell the whole about that Spain. I'll address your feelings, just let me explain. She say never again, says ya never again. Ya take all the pain, says ya never again.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Everybody, welcome inside the second hour of the breakfast show here on New Era TT Radio. Not radio, taking you above and beyond. Yeah, on this good-looking Monday morning, we're happy to be in your company. And of course, just to let you know that for all our folks who are engaged on the television, YouTube, Facebook, remember our next engagement on the YouTube channel will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Inside the Drive Time Exchange with Tony Fraser. Yeah? And of course, addition to the Drive Time Exchange, joining us from Wednesday on the Drive Time Exchange will be none other than Andy Johnson. So Monday, Tuesday, you will have Tony Fraser, and Wednesday and Thursday, yes, you will have Andy Johnson inside of the Drive Time Exchange right here on New Era TT Radio. All right, so while you continue to vote, let's pay some bills.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's Hall Sunday night, August 10, 6:30, right? Benita Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Mason directing true. This Trinity tale for me and you. You don't leave out to watch corn.
mischievous and lovers of walk. Now comes the brand new comedy. You don't leave foul to watch corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Premieres in Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you loved Married and Mischievous, if you loved Love is a Walk, this is not one to miss.
The sound of silence. Okay.
Yeah, all right. So we're back and we can take your votes. Continue taking your votes. Just a moment, bring back up the poll. There we are.
Can I send Mayor Allen my link?
Yes.
Okay, because he said he not seen it, so I'm gonna send it for him via WhatsApp now. I'm gonna copy it and share it for him via WhatsApp. All right. All right. I think I just didn't. Did I? What's on it for? I ain't sure. Huh? Anyway, you ready for votes? I stopped at Cheryl Henry. So Robert Harper, he said yes. Eldon Coker, yes. Morning, Eldon. Brennan Smith, yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Victor Thongs, yes. Terra Church, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Ron DeSantis, no. Ron DeSantis, why are we not surprised?
You should not comment on people when they vote against.
Yes,
I just say why are we not surprised?
Well, which is a comment.
CJ from New York says yes, and that's it. No, Jason Samuel says also yes.
All right. Morning, CJ. All right, so on the WhatsApp we have Afia Lashley saying yes, Pauline saying yes. Sexy Red says thanks to the new government. Yes. Black Pearl says yes. Mr. Billy says yes. Judith in Tobago in I forget what part of Tobago she is, but good morning to you, Judith. Also to Joyce Phillips, good morning. She says yes. Colin says yes. Sean Ram says yes, and Anand says long overdue. That's it.
All right.
Have any more votes, Wendell?
No. My answer to Carl M. Jack also says yes. All right, that's it.
All right. So our poll this morning: do you agree with the decision of the mayor and council to remove and that's the mayor of Port of Spain, of course, and council to remove the Columbus statue and rename part of Oxford Street Kwame Ture Way? That's our poll this morning. Of course, 52 of you voted on the poll this morning. And of the 52, 50 of you said yes, 2 of you said no. So the yeas have it by a vast margin in agreeing with the removal of the Columbus statue and to rename part of Oxford Street Kwame Ture Way. Of course, that's it for our poll this morning. The poll is now done. It has been crumpled. So that's it.
I'm trying to figure out who was the other no. Ron DeSantis was one. Who was the other no? I don't remember anybody else voted no.
Yeah, there was somebody
I had one other person early.
All right, I missed that one.
You said it, Wendell.
Well, I know I would have said it for you to write it down, but I'm looking back in the votes and I'm not seeing it. Oh, Wendy and James. Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy and James. All right. Ron DeSantis said he will soon provide us with a logical answer. Well, I don't know what logical answer you can provide me with now, Ron. Okay. But we're waiting as our guest Mayor Chinua Alleyne. I did send him the link WhatsApp again, because he said he wasn't seeing it on his email. All right. So whilst we wait on him, I guess we could some things in the chat was only voting recently, so there's very little to comment on. But of course, we're going to try to get the Arima mayor in with us soon, also to talk about what's happening in Arima and their borough celebrations. They're celebrating 137 years. We will also have an attorney in this week again, also, and I'm trying actually to get Watchman Wade Hade from Uganda. He's out there in Uganda. I'm also trying to get him on the show. You know. But so much happened over the weekend. Of course, the African Emancipation Day Parade was held over the weekend on Friday. It was a huge success. A lot of rain though. I got soaked down. We stayed in the rain, Hapa and myself. The other one had an umbrella, you know, so he didn't get wet at all. You understand? But Hapa and I braved it in the rain, and then we went to the village. Of course, it was, and we had lunch.
And you have your umbrella, and you have your umbrella in your car in the back.
I have 3 umbrellas in that car.
You can give Hapa one.
I didn't take out one. Believe it or not, the sun was burning at one time. Burning down.
Umbrellas work for everything. You're too much machoism in all you.
Boy, the heavens opened up after. We were all sneaking a little shelter under the other one umbrella, and eventually, well, we decided, you know something, the rain is it, yes? We've taken the soak down, yes? So
most men don't like to walk with umbrellas.
Yeah, but I know where people get all the umbrellas from all of a sudden. That's plenty, but most people just took the rain, eh? Most people just took the rain.
Yeah, they normally do.
But I did see opposition leader Penelope Beckers-Robinson, MP for Port of Spain South, Keith Scotland. He had a nice little breakfast at his office. Clint Batiste, my councillor colleague, and of course, all the other deputy mayor, Abina Hartley, Mayor Alleyne, and other members of the council. I saw Dr. Amy Brown there. I saw Foster Cummins. I saw Nan Gatsby Dolly. And I saw, of course, on the UNC side, I saw Khadija Amin. We post our picture again. And a few others. But as I say, the one that I didn't want to see us right up front holding the flag.
So which senators from the PNM you saw?
Foster Cummins, Amy Brown, Janelle Bates, and who else? Who were the other senators there that I see? I think that was it. I think those were the 3.
Okay.
Those were the 3 that I see.
Obviously, it's Amy Brown who passed you straight.
No, Amy Brown don't pass me straight. Amy Brown won't pass me straight. She serious.
So it's Foster Cummins who passes you straight.
Foster give many bunks.
So that just leaves one person.
Keep narrowing it down.
No, that Faris Al-Rawi.
No, I didn't see Faris Al-Rawi. I didn't see Coleman Bird. I didn't see Jennifer Batiste.
Well, no, they are not senators.
No, I'm
Jennifer Batiste is a senator. But Coleman Bird is not a senator.
Yeah. Jennifer Batiste would normally be in that, but I didn't see him. I didn't see her, sorry.
Anyway, we have our guest in studio.
Oh, he's there.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so let's go to our Let's Talk segment.
Yeah.
So we have Mayor Chinua, His Worship Mayor Chinua
Alleyne. Dark corner in City Hall. He's probably at home. Morning, Mayor Alleyne.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning to the team. Good morning to all your listeners, and thank you for inviting me on your show this morning.
We mostly have viewers, We actually live on YouTube.
So I'm sorry, your viewers.
And on television.
Yeah, and on TV. Yeah, well, good morning, Your Worship. And of course, we just did a poll with regard to the removal of the Columbus statue and the renaming of part of Oxford Street. And the vast majority of people said yes, they supported it. Of course, there were a couple of people that said no, they did not support it. But the vast majority did. So, but this decision has been long in coming because this has been lobbied for a while. I know. So, I mean, we've had interviews concerning this years ago, and it's only now coming to fruition. Why it took so long in terms of coming to this point where the decision, is there still a lot of opposition to it?
I'm not sure that I'll be able to comment as to why it took so long. I've only been in council for 2 years. What I do know is that my colleagues were very, very motivated to make this happen. Last year for emancipation, and for every emancipation, we have a meeting, the Emancipation Support Committee, because there's a significant amount of support that they get coming out of City Hall for all of the activities that they do, some of the activities that they host in our spaces. So there's a significant amount of collaboration. Last year, the committee put to me these two proposals, and I gave them the undertaking that I would take the proposals to council for consideration. The cabinet had appointed a committee on statues and monuments, chaired by Dr. Rita Pemberton. That committee also came and met with the council, and we were invited to participate in the public consultation that took place in Port of Spain, which we did. That effort was led by Councillor Clint Batiste, who's the councillor for East Dry River. And again, this year, in meeting with the Emancipation Support Committee, they again renewed their call for these two initiatives to find favor with the council, and they did. And we were very proud to be able to make that decision and to make the announcement on African Emancipation Day.
Yeah. And how soon is this expected to happen?
Well, this week we will conduct site visits at the space. You can appreciate that the statue in particular had been installed somewhere between 1880 and 1881, so that there's nobody alive that participated in installing it. So there's some technical assessment that needs to be done to make sure that as it is removed, it is preserved so that it can be placed in the National Museum.
Because I was wondering where was the statue going to go?
Yes, our intention is to make it available to the National Museum and Art Gallery, because Christopher Columbus is part of our colonial history, and his impact on our development is something that young people should have the opportunity to learn about.
Yeah, I remember, Mayor. Well, I mean, I could give a little. I mean, I could tell you what happened during my time. That we had, in fact, the council had, in fact, voted to do exactly what you're doing now. So I don't have to tell you how happy I am that you have done it. You understand? And you and this council have done it. That we had voted to have it done, and it wasn't done for reasons I will not repeat on. I will not say on radio now. But I mean, it disgusted me then. So I'm very happy now. But I remember too at the time that it was in the news because we did interview Shabaka Kambon and so on back then. It was defaced. Has that been fixed, or is it still a defaced statue?
Well, the statue has no hands, as you know, so that has not been fixed. I recall seeing in the media sometime in the past that somebody had thrown paint on it. I'm not sure if that has been cleaned up, but I think that the clear message has been, especially from what we're seeing on social media and what have you, is that there's a lot of support for the decision. In fact, the main criticism that I have seen is that people think that we haven't gone far enough. There's been suggestion that we should simply throw it into the ocean. That is not a view that is held by the council. We think that that monument is part of our history, and there's a story around it that needs to be told. Yeah. And we believe the appropriate place for that story to be told is in a museum.
In a museum, okay. So as we said, you're going to be doing site visits as such to find out how best to remove it. Now, correct. I would have read an article yesterday, I think, where Dr. Claudius Fergus had said you need to do it quick before people start whispering in your ear and trying to change your mind. And I support that. Do it quick. As a matter of fact, if Shabaka Kambon and take my advice a few years ago, a back over the past, let me hush. Let me behave myself when then.
Yeah, I mean, we have no interest in dragging our feet. We will, obviously, the city is constrained by resources, and we are near the end of the financial year. So that we have a period of time here to make the technical assessments. We can reach out to some external agencies based on what we see and see if we can get some immediate assistance in making it happen. Otherwise, at the earliest part of the new financial year, we will commit whatever resources are required in order to effect the decision of council.
Yeah. I think, and if I had to advise, move it. It doesn't have to go in the state. It probably won't be accepted in the museum in that condition. Put it down, transport and cleansing it, but just move it. You understand? In the meantime, until it's restored and it could go in its rightful place in the museum. I have no problem with that. You understand? The issue of Kwame Ture Way now, I know that it's part of Oxford Street is being proposed. Exactly what part? And why not the whole road?
No, I think that there's still some room for us to do some more consultation and make some maybe amendment to the decision. The fact of the matter is that Kwame Ture is one of the leading voices that was produced from this country. He's a son of the soil from behind the bridge in Port of Spain. There have been significant calls over the years for him to be recognized as well for his contribution in the global fight against injustice. The council took a look at the issue. Again, Councillor Clint Batiste, who's from East Dry River, or the representative for East Dry River, led that effort and made the recommendation to council, which we accepted. That initiative as well will be the subject of some further discussion with the Emancipation Support Committee and other stakeholders as we move towards the implementation. And you may find that when it's implemented, you may find that there could be an adjustment in the way in which it is implemented.
Any other proposals in terms of changes? You laugh one time because I don't have to tell you. I mean, I know that we would have done as a council Mandela Park.
Yes.
Mandela Park.
Yes.
We could also have done an addition to the Mali Street for young
yes. PFC Ron Wilson.
Yes, PFC Ron Wilson. Any other proposals? Because I know they've been coming fast and furious.
Yeah, and we expect that these initial moves will spark a debate. And we think that debate is a healthy debate and is a necessary one. And the council remains open to engaging with the national community on what sort of changes they may wish to see in the capital city, whether it's changes to physical infrastructure or whether it's changes to how we honor people and our street names. That's a broader conversation that we're very, very prepared to have.
What are some of the other plans, of course, that the city has in store for us? I know, I know that you've been championing several causes. What are some of your other plans in terms of? Because I would imagine that that's it. That's it for African Emancipation Day in terms of those decisions. But what are some of the other decisions you're looking to?
Well, as you know, most recently we opened our Youth Development Center in Desperately Crescent in Laventille. That is a project that has been ongoing for several years. And Councillor Esther Sylvester was successful in running the last leg of the relay and bringing that project to fruition. We opened that Youth Development Center last week, Wednesday. And it's particularly important because in that area, there used to be a panyard that provided a safe and sacred space for the young people. And that panyard is no longer there. And the council felt that it was critically important for us to step in and provide that space. We're very happy to collaborate with the interagency task force of the police service. And in the not too distant future, I suspect within another week or so, we will see programs begin to roll out in our youth development center. So that is one of the initiatives that you'll see coming on stream. Additionally, we've committed some resources to establishing a police post on Independence Square. And in our meetings with our national security partners, we've discussed the implementation and the deployment of resources in that area. And so the council is moving assiduously to have that police post operational in the shortest possible time, well before the cruise ship season begins, so that as we invite our visitors from foreign lands, as shoppers come into the city, whether it is to buy books or uniforms or what have you, as we move into the Christmas season, members of the national community can expect a much more robust police and security presence in the central business district and in particular on Independence Square and environs.
Well, hopefully it will be more decorated too, because Port of Spain, when you go to cities abroad, they're always so well decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
And Trinidad, it just seems a complete absence of any of that festivity.
Yeah.
Only certain sections of Port of Spain sometimes gives like by Central Bank there, sometimes they do some work. Arima, but Arima is a waste of time. They used to do a really good job, but I don't know what happened. Nothing seems to last beyond a year or two in terms of that kind of facility. I wanted to bring back up the Kwame Ture thing though, because I remember when Lillian Marion, Deputy Mayor of Port of Spain, back in 2019, and when they had announced this, because this is an ongoing story,
yes.
an ongoing saga. The Interministerial Committee had recently been set up, as announced by Fitzgerald Hines at the time, and the committee felt that they had to struggle. But I don't struggle is the right word, but somehow contextualize the relationship between Dr. Eric Williams and Stokely Carmichael, who of course then became Kwame Ture, because of course, for those of you who don't know, he was banned from coming to Trinidad and Tobago under Dr. Eric Williams. Dr. Eric Williams and Stokely Carmichael did not get along at all. He did not like him for whatever reason. And of course, he was a proponent of the Black Power movement in the United States at the time. But even though he was a citizen, he was banned. In fact, he couldn't land in Trinidad and Tobago if airlines were coming in with him. They had to go elsewhere, and I think at one point they had to go to Guyana because he was not allowed to come to Trinidad and Tobago. How is the committee rationalizing that past history with that relationship of who was considered the founder and the father of the nation by many people, especially PNM people like yourself, with regard to embracing Kwame Ture and putting him on the streets of Port of Spain in terms of the name? How is that being rationalized?
Well, I think that hindsight is 2020, and I think that with the efflux of time and with more understanding of circumstances and events that took place, I don't think that it's improper for us to reconsider. We've taken a look at it, and the committee, the council felt quite strongly, and members of the public as well, that this was a son of the soil that had a significant global impact. And he is the type of person that we should encourage our young people to emulate.
So the committee itself has the committee that was set up back then, which is the one that would be, I assume, advising, has gotten past that, because I remember back then it was an issue that they were debating on how to deal with it. So they have now dealt with it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the committee. I'm speaking on behalf of the council. So the council has received recommendations from several quarters, and we've considered it. Ultimately, the decision to be made is a decision that rests with City Hall. We've considered all of the different voices and recommendations as recently as the public consultations that took place last year. And the outcome of that process has been that we've taken this decision. It's just one street that we've taken the decision regarding. And I think, as I said, there's an opportunity moving forward for us to consider other spaces and places in the city.
Yeah, excellent. Mayor, you raised the issue of city police and in terms of their involvement in protecting the city and so. What any update on the accommodation for the city police?
Certainly. So that during the course of this financial year, we were able to secure support from the cabinet for a down payment to be made on a property on Frederick Street on behalf of the city, so that we could house all of our public safety agencies. So the city police disaster management unit, the first responders that have to respond to any particular incident. As you know, there was recently an election. I have raised the issue of that space. I expect that it will be considered favorably. I expect that it will be considered favorably, and that we can see, hopefully in the not too distant future, that space come into the possession of the corporation, and we can begin the work of commissioning a space and improving the accommodation for the city police. I don't think that there's anybody that would hold the view that government employees don't deserve a proper accommodation. So I am quite hopeful that we'll be successful in this endeavor.
Yeah. Now, what are some of the challenges you face as mayor? I mean, you're now spanning two governments. Not many mayors that would have happened to it. I think it only happened. Well, it hasn't happened to anybody else. Coming to think of it, because when Mayor Lee Singh came in, it was a whole different government. He served only under one particular government. But you now as a mayor spanning two different governments. What are some of the challenges you see, and what are some of the things that you can advance?
I have not yet experienced any challenges around the heads, but this government would have come in mid-year, The budgetary allocations will already have been largely set and significantly exhausted. We're going into a new financial year where we should see the budget debate sometime between September and October. Certainly by the end of October, the budget would have had to have been passed. The budget, to my mind, will tell us what the future direction is. When we see what the allocations are, we will know what the direction is, and then as we move through the financial year, we look at the regularity of releases that we get. But I can say that we were invited to a budget meeting with the line minister, the Honorable Khadija Amin, 2 months or so ago, and she was very adamant that any releases that corporations have applied for that they may not have as yet gotten, that they should resubmit them. And she instructed the permanent secretary to ensure that they are processed as quickly as possible. So as of this point, I have not received any indication that the city is going to have any difficulty, but but obviously that is something that we keep our eyes on.
Yeah. Now, one of the biggest challenges that the city has faced, Mayor, is in fact homelessness. And I know that a building was being put up. Well, it was quite an advanced stage down on the South Key end to house the homeless people. What is the situation with that building? I don't know that I've seen any work on it since the government changed. I don't know if you've reached out to the line minister in terms of, because that will assist you greatly.
Very much so, and the socially displaced a vulnerable group that I have spoken about on several occasions. Mm-hmm. A short while ago, maybe about a month to 6 weeks ago, I did write the line minister for the Ministry of the People and Social Development and Family Services, specifically regarding collaborating on assisting the socially displaced, and I requested a meeting. I have not yet received the meeting, but we have taken note that it appears as though activity in the vicinity of that project has been stopped. And that is something that we have very significant concern about. Very significant concern because over the course of several years, there has been a migration of the socially displaced into Port of Spain and environs, and they are migrating into the west, into Woodbrook and St. James. So that we are really committed to seeing this project come on stream. It is a project that is being developed by central government, and we had several meetings with former Minister Donna Cox and several site visits, and we did a tour of the building in the run-up to the April 28th general election. We would like to see that building completed as soon as possible because it's a resource that we need in the capital city. Yeah. And we will continue to advocate for that. This is not really about politics. This is about how do we provide resources for the people that are the most vulnerable in society. How do we provide resources to them so that they can continue to live a life of dignity, and so that we can continue to have a city that we could all be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little disheartening to see that it's at a standstill now, because I did pass it the other day and I was like, wait, nothing is going on this? Why does everything have to stop anytime there's a transition in government? It's like
and there's another project that is
annoying
on Saddle Road. When you're heading into Maraval, there's the bridge there by the Solidaza Rock sign.
Yes.
Which is right on the boundary of the city. So the bridge going over the Maraval River, that project, it seems as though has also been stopped. I've not seen any work happening there for a few weeks. But I am not sure what is happening, whether it's just simply a review. But having taken note of it, I intend to pen a letter to the minister asking for an update on that project, because again, that project is one that would alleviate some of the traffic flow in the city, and we are committed to seeing any infrastructural development that can take place in the city. We are interested in seeing it completed.
Yeah, strange enough, just yesterday I raised that with someone, but I didn't think that was part of the city, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's right on the boundary, right? Yes. Right, yeah, because Rookery Nook is in the city, but across the street is not. So that is literally the boundary of the city.
Right. I'm seeing in the chat, Mayor, someone is asked, Dean Allen is asking about the parking in Woodford Square. He says it's insensitive to the ambience. It's a visible sign of lack of planning. But I do know that parking is allowed there only when the city has some function and they want to clear up the road. What is it still a problem? Is it a problem? I don't know that it is.
Yeah, so that from time to time, if there are large activities that happen, for example, different government agencies or ministries may request the use of City Hall if they want to do some sort of public consultation or what have you, and obviously that is a resource that we provide to the central government at no cost. But in order to facilitate that from time to time, we do permit a limited amount of parking in the space, but if not if the space is wet, for obvious reasons. There is a need for us to see some new development in the accommodation at City Hall and in the parking arrangements. That is something that's on the agenda of the council that continues to receive attention.
Yeah. Well, Dean is also asking about vending at the Queen's Park Savannah and Lady Hall. Dean, those don't fall under the city.
Yeah. But what I can say is that the Savannah Management Committee was recently reestablished. It had been defunct for some time. And I do know that the Savannah Management Committee had a meeting with the vendors at the Queen's Park Savannah, I want to say July 29th or thereabouts, which will be last week, Tuesday. Yeah. They had a meeting with the vendors. I have not yet got an update as to what are the outcome of that meeting. But the city does have some significant concerns because we get held responsible, for example, for all of the garbage that is on the footpath around the Savannah in the vicinity of the food court. But that garbage is coming out of the food court. And on a weekend, it's really quite a lot. And that food court is not a space that we are responsible for. So we have met with the Director of Horticultural Services earlier this year and last year and asked for Horticultural Services Division to make an intervention to improve the resources that are in that space. And this Savannah Management Committee reestablishment and this meeting is part of that ongoing collaboration that we have with the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, and with the Horticultural Services Division in particular. So that we are very confident that in the future we can see an abatement of that particular nuisance in the city.
Yeah. Now, one of the other challenges, of course, the city faces now, and well, up until recently, is in terms of maintenance of the streets and so on. You would have had the assistance of CPEP for quite a number of years, and that has now come to an end. How are you intending to face that challenge? Because I mean, if you drive around, you've seen a lot of grass in the streets.
Well, that has been a significant concern for us, and the moment that the decision had been made public relative to the scaling back of the CPEP program, I immediately raised my concerns with the Chief Executive Officer. Now, I have a particular keen interest in this area because I served on the board of CPEP in a previous incarnation. And when I attended my first meeting in St. Madeleine, as I was coming back up the road to Port of Spain, I made a little stop in San Fernando and sat and had a chat with a gentleman who had responsibility for starting the CPEP company in the first place. Just to get a sense as to what was the reason behind the company, why was it started. And it's very, very clear in my mind that the intent of the company is a strategic focus on environmental cleanliness and a strategic focus on providing business incubator opportunities for business owners so that small business owners can get a steady income from the state and they can use that income to invest in their business and grow and eventually exit the program. What the council has taken a decision to commit resources to engage as many small providers as we can to supplement the work that CPEP had been doing. And we had a new CEO come into office last week, Thursday. Having my first official meeting with him this morning. And one of the things that I intend on raising is implementing that decision of the council so that we can get some additional landscaping resources in the city to address the areas that are in need of that support.
Yeah.
You know what is always a little difficult? I mean, I haven't walked down Port of Spain for a little while, but I know parking is always an issue, and I don't know why parking is not eased, like let's say, for example, on a Saturday on Independence Square to facilitate better, because a lot of people with cars avoid Port of Spain Central because they just figure it's just too much of a hassle, there's too much traffic, and there's no parking. And I think there is an invested interest, as you as the mayor, to bring back that kind of life and business activity, which Doma will, I assume, talk about in terms of revitalizing the city center district. And so I think it has to be intentional in terms of working with Doma and getting the city back to life, especially on like a weekend and stuff like that, when it basically dies an early death. And a lot of it is parking restrictions and stuff that could be eased on a Saturday for shopping and stuff like that, because it's when a lot of working people have time. You can check any mall and you'll see how packed they get on a Saturday, and some of them on a Sunday because they open on a Sunday. You also have the issue, so that's one issue. The issue too of bins and the access to putting garbage in bins. I mean, if you're walking along Frederick Street, sometimes you have to hold it for a little while until you find a garbage somewhere. Sometimes you have to actually go into a business. So I don't know why there's this reluctance to put garbage bins and aesthetically pleasing garbage bins. And third, the issue of parking meters, because the former Prime Minister said if they did not put parking meters before the next local government elections, I will have considered them to have failed. I think I did a very good reproduction of what he said, and there seems to be no movement on that. Seems to be no movement on that.
Well, so let me take those questions in order. The first one you spoke about was relative to parking.
Yeah.
We have a culture in our country where if there's a particular place that we want to go to, we want to park right in front the front door. And that is not something that is possible for everybody to do. You might be surprised to learn that in some of my earliest meetings with Judicot, they were complaining that because of the amount of indiscriminate parking that was taking place, people parking in front of fire hydrants, people parking on crosswalks, people parking on street corners, they had seen their vacancy rate in the parkade increase. That is to say that there was space available in the parkade for people to park legally and safely and comfortably. But because of the volume of indiscriminate parking happening all across the city, they were seeing that they had a lot of empty parking spaces. I am not sure that we have as large of an issue with availability of parking. I think that we have an issue with availability of parking in front of the shop that people want to go to. And in front of the shop you want to go to, it only has one spot. And so part of what we need to do is to reculture the space where people park in the available parking garages. And I mean, on the western side of the city, Udicott has the parkade, Furnace has a parking garage, and there's an deck parking garage as well, not open to the public, but this is for generally used by public servants at the Central Bank and Ministry of Finance. But there are 3 parking garages on the western part of the city. And I think that some collaboration with those different garages and maybe letting the public know better that they're available and what the rates are, or maybe reducing the rates on a weekend would encourage people to park more safely. On the second issue of garbage bins, just up to last week Monday, we had a meeting with Swingle, and one of the issues we raised with them was that we asked for their assistance in helping us determine where to redeploy garbage bins, because it is the intention of this council to see that garbage bins are returned to the city. My understanding, and as it was explained to me, just about 20 years ago, we had an issue with somebody placing bombs in garbage bins in downtown Port of Spain. And at the time, one of the responses to that was the removal of the bins. And so bins have not been in the city for the last 20 years. This council intends on replacing garbage bins throughout downtown Port of Spain and in other parts of the city where it makes good sense. As I said, we asked SwimCall to provide us with some technical guidance as to best practice for the placement of the bins. I share your view, Richard, that the bins should be aesthetically pleasing. So maybe they should look like a piece of art or a piece of mass or what have you. And what we are doing internally is making sure that we redevelop the capacity to clear the bins on a regular basis and make sure that the garbage is taken away and not simply left as a bag on the pavement.
Yeah, I think that's the real issue, you know. That's the real challenge, clearing the garbage in a timely manner. Because there are a lot of aesthetically pleasing bins on Arapita Avenue, and people are destroying them already. I mean, I've been watching that, you know, and of course the regular clearance of it, I think that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
You know?
And the third issue that you raised relative to the parking meters. I happen to have been present when the former Prime Minister made those comments. And so the first thing that we did was have a meeting with the Chief Traffic Engineer to get a sense as to where had the government reached in terms of the deployment of this initiative. We were provided with some certain information, but step one, and you might be surprised to learn, that step one for the deployment of parking meters is parking enforcement. And so it is for that reason that the council moved towards re-implementing wrecking in the city, re-implementing towing of indiscriminately parked vehicles. Because without parking enforcement, there's no incentive to anybody to use a parking meter. So that is the first step. The other issue that I had raised with the Minister of Finance at the time, Minister Kwame Ture, was who's collecting the fees. There's an issue about who's collecting the fees and who has the authority to monetize the street. And so the minister had given an undertaking to take a close look at it with his legal department and to provide us with the guidance, because we can't simply put a parking meter and charge people. There must be some sort of legal framework that allows it to happen. Whether that legal framework is via a street bylaw, because the city is the local highway authority, or if that framework is at the Ministry of Works, because the Ministry of Works is the highway authority. So they have authority for all highways and byways in the country. And so there's a little, I guess, lacuna in the law that we need to figure out exactly who is going to be responsible for monetizing, who has the authority to monetize the street, and where do those funds go when the funds are collected. But every time you see a record driving in the city, I want you to know that is part of the implementation of parking meters.
Mm-hmm. But where do those funds go? Is the mayor's office getting anything?
Those funds are collected by the Commissioner of Police.
And that's the problem.
So we provide the service, and we provide the impound lot, the records, the drivers, the city police, and the Commissioner of Police collects the funds.
That can't be right.
So that is another issue that has been raised to be addressed, because we need the resources to sustain the service at a level that is satisfactory. So we have raised it. But during the course of that time, we have a new Commissioner of Police. So I have written him, and I do expect that I'll receive a response in the future as he has an opportunity to consider the matters that I've put in.
Well, I wish you luck with that, because some of the most indiscriminate parking is in fact done by police officers around their police stations. Anybody could just pass through town now, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Don't take my word for it.
But we are constructing in addition to the police post on Independence Square, we are constructing a police post on South Quay. We have that lot on South Quay, kind of across the street from Courts, where the downtown carnival stage is. So we are constructing a police post in that space so that we can expand the service the wrecking service into the downtown Port of Spain area. Now, when we were initially considering getting the service back up and running, we did have consultation with DOMA, and they did raise some significant concerns, and we gave an undertaking that the city would operate the service internally, and we would focus on street corners, fire hydrants, crosswalks, and people that are in breach of new parking signs. And so that we would ensure that the services roll out in a way that it does not unnecessarily harm economic activity. I think that we've been operating this now for almost a year and 3 months or so, and we have not seen any or received any negative feedback from DOMA, so we're quite confident that we've been able to implement it in a way that has not been injudicious. And we're now at the point where we're ready to expand it into the downtown area.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've reached 8 o'clock. We are a minute past 8. Mayor, all I can advise you, do what you need to do now. Yeah, nobody to pick up a phone and call and say, Mayor, hold on that. Mayor, don't do this. Mayor, don't do that. Do it now.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a PNM internal bacchanal thing that I wouldn't get involved.
Hey, boy, leave me alone now.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mayor Chinua Alleyne, for joining us.
Thank you all for providing me with this opportunity, and good morning again to your viewers.
Sure. Appreciate it.
All right. So thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate the conversation.
All right. Of course, that was Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Chinua Alleyne, weighing in on some issues in the city, especially the issue, of course, that we called him about, the removal of the Columbus statue. Move it! Don't even wait. Don't wait to fix it. Not just move it.
Move one time.
Move it. Move it.
All right. So speaking of moving one time, let's move to the news, and we will be back.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. The Christopher Columbus statue in Port of Spain will be removed and relocated to the National Museum. Mayor Chinua Alleyne made the announcement during Emancipation Day celebrations, saying the move represents a step toward restoration and repair in the city's decolonization efforts. The statue, erected in 1880, will be replaced with a new monument designed by a youth-led artist collective. Alleyne also revealed that a stretch of Oxford Street will be renamed Kwame Ture Way in honor of the Trinidad-born civil rights leader formerly known as Stokely Carmichael. A new name for Tamarin Square will also be selected to honor victims of colonialism and slavery. Minister of Culture Michelle Benjamin called for emancipation to go beyond celebration, urging greater investment in African communities and youth, and pushing for economic justice and policy reform. Meanwhile, retired UIWI history lecturer Dr. Claudius Fergus is calling for the immediate removal of the Christopher Columbus statue from Independence Square, warning that any delay could allow what he calls forces of imperialism to regroup. His comments follow Emancipation Day remarks by Port of Spain Mayor Chinua Alleyne, confirming that the statue will be relocated to a museum and that part of Oxford Street will be renamed after Pan-African icon Kwame Ture. Fergus says the statue was never neutral. It represents imperialist domination and white supremacy, not exploration. He also urged that the statue's move be accompanied by a public timeline to prevent backtracking. Indigenous rights advocate Roger Bellix also welcomed the move, but says much more must be done, starting with revising what he called fabricated history in the national curriculum, including claims that Columbus landed in Trinidad in 1498. Both men agree. The statue should not be destroyed, but contextualized, and Trinidad and Tobago must confront the colonial legacy it still reflects. Independent Senator and President of the National Council of Indian Culture, Derup Timal, has died. He was 69. Senator Timal passed away at his St. Augustine home around 1 a.m. on Sunday, after being unwell for several days. NCIC First Vice President Surujdeo Mangaru described his passing as a tremendous loss to Indian culture and national development. Timal had been involved with the NCIC for over 20 years, including serving as chairman of Diwali Nagar. He was also a civil and structural engineer with nearly 4 decades of experience and led Team Engineering Systems Limited. Appointed as an independent senator in 2020, he served in 3 Republican parliaments. Senator Timal is survived by his wife Geeta and 2 daughters. Intelligence agencies have raised concerns about a man hired by Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander as a member of his personal team. The man, who has been photographed in sensitive areas, including the president's house during the May 3rd swearing-in of ministers, has a criminal record, including a 2007 conviction for resisting arrest and a past assault charge from 2000. Minister Alexander, a former police senior superintendent, confirmed he employed the man since his election campaign, but denied knowledge of some of the allegations. When shown a police intelligence report by a reporter, Alexander refused to review it, but said he would act if the information proved accurate. The man was also flagged by security teams during Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. Diplomatic concerns about intelligence sharing have led the Prime Minister to assign Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge to help oversee Homeland Security. Attempts to get further comment from the Prime Minister, the Commissioner of Police, and Alexander have so far been unsuccessful. A grandmother's sacrifice in Mathura has left a family heartbroken. 47-year-old Tara Singh gave her life to save her only grandchild on Friday, after they were swept into a deep current in the Mathura River. Her 5-year-old granddaughter managed to cling to bamboo and survive, thanks to Loken Singh's final act of pushing her to safety. Rescue teams, including police, fire officers, and the Hunters Search and Rescue Team, began searching that evening. But it wasn't until the next day, around 11 a.m., that Coast Guard divers found Loken Singh's body beneath a patch of bamboo. Loken Singh, of Navit village in Rio Claro, owned a small business and was described by her daughter-in-law as a loving woman who treated her like a daughter. The family had gone to the river to relax and celebrate, unaware of the hidden dangers. Her son and other relatives were overcome with grief as they helped carry her body from the scene. Trinidad and Tobago faces a major economic challenge as the United States hikes tariffs on local exports to 15%, up from 10% in April. The increase, taking effect Thursday, has sparked fears of reduced competitiveness and foreign exchange earnings, especially in manufacturing and energy sectors. Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers says Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar has set up an interministerial committee to chart a response, with a meeting scheduled for Tuesday. Energy-related exports like methanol and ammonia may be hit hardest. TTMA President Dale Parson warned the new tariff will have a terrible impact on business, affecting both energy and manufactured goods. Political analyst Dr. Winford James called the move economic bullying, urging the government to seek negotiations with the U.S. or expand trade elsewhere. The government is working on both short and long-term strategies to respond. Internationally, in Switzerland, the village of Blatten was wiped out 2 months ago when part of a mountain and glacier collapsed, burying homes, a church, farms, and hotels under ice, mud, and rock. All 300 residents had been evacuated days earlier, thanks to geologists' warnings. But for people like Lucas Kalbermatten, who lost his family-run hotel of 3 generations, the emotional toll is immense. Blatten's mayor, Mr. Bellwald, is now working from a temporary office in nearby Weiler, overseeing cleanup and rebuilding efforts. Clearing the site could take until 2028, with new homes ready by 2029, at an estimated cost of up to $1 million per resident. While donations and government aid are helping, some in Switzerland are asking if it's worth rebuilding in disaster-prone areas. With 2/3 of the country mountainous and glaciers melting due to climate change, experts warn such disasters may become more frequent, raising tough questions about safety, costs, and the future of alpine villages. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Flair. We do it all.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's Hall Sunday night, August 10, 6:30, right? Benita Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Mason directing true. This Trinity tale for me and you. You don't leave out to watch corn. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch corn. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
From the producers of Married and Mischievous and Lovers and Walk, now comes the brand new comedy. You don't leave foul to watch corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Premieres in Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you love the Married and Mischievous, if you love Lovers and Walk, this is not one to miss. Of course, we are back, and this is the ending of a few minutes of the program for this morning. Just want to remind you, of course, that tickets are available for You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn at all our usual outlets. Of course, Queen's Hall box office is one of the major outlets, and they're open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. K-Squared Fashions in West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. Flair Auto Services, Electronics in Arima, for those of you in Arima who are heading to Queen's Hall this Sunday, and of course Jubilee Railway in Tunapuna, and Antoni's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza for those of you in that area. We're looking forward to its grueling rehearsals to get it, in professional order, so to have some long rehearsals taking place. But it's something we love doing, so it's a lot, but we will be ready on Sunday. This Sunday at 6:30. One
Sunday, right?
show. This Sunday, yeah.
It's just
one show only at 6:30 p.m.
At Queen's Hall or Napa?
Queen's Hall.
Queen's Hall. All right.
Queen's
So, folks, we all going to be meeting at Queen's Hall this coming Sunday, right? Richard has some surprises in store for us.
And Napa, a lot of times theater is not using Napa now because Napa rates went up and they are exorbitant. They're exorbitant for theater. You'll notice that there are very few, if any, plays taking place at Napa.
Events at Napa? Wow.
Yeah, no, at Napa. Specifically, Napa has put themselves outside the reach of theater. We can't use it.
But why? It's such a beautiful building.
But it's too expensive. So we can't use it.
Everything is costing more these days. Somebody was telling me they went to check a church for a funeral. It's almost $2,000 for the church.
What, for the pastor to, okay. No.
To conduct the funeral.
You see, a lot of people doing funerals now all in one space, you know. At the crematorium, you could do your funeral right there, you know. You don't have to go to a church and then come there. They have the chapels right there. You can do it right there. And most people are doing that now. You know? But anyway, I don't know what they'll do for me. They could just leave me to hang up somewhere, yes. They could just put me on a plane and just let me fly around the world, or put me on a cruise ship or some kind of thing and leave me there. I will be good riding. Anyway, folks, we've come to the end of today's program. We want to thank Mayor Port of Spain, Alderman Chinua Alleyne. As I tell him, do what you have to do now. If I know minister this or minister that, or political this to call you and tell you, hold your hand, or do that, or how it go look. Just do it. Get it done. You understand? And I'm sure Minister Khadija Amin will support you. And if I have to intervene and talk to her, I will. Trust me. I just want to see certain things done. It wasn't done in my time. As long as it's done, hopefully before I depart this earth. I am happy if it's done. And I'm so happy that statue is to be removed. If I was Mayor Chinua Alleyne, I would go and let the Abaco take up that today. Put it down, transport and cleansing, and see about getting it. Just move it. Move it. Anyway, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, you've only got one life. Live it.
It's a fantastic day, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. NewEraTTRadio.com continues, and also New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. More programming continuing throughout the day. You don't have to go anywhere. Have a fantastic day, and this has been
The Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes.